everyone, Miss Katrina here.
And Miss Sam.
Welcome to Summer Streaming Series, a show where we watch the first episode of an old teen TV series and talk about it.
We will discuss the first episode, make predictions if we've never seen it, and tell you why you should or shouldn't watch it.
Everything we watch you can find online, so get ready to start your next binge watch. Hey everyone, Miss Katrina here.
And Miss Sam.
Today we're here to talk about the show Awkward.
It ran from 2011 to 2016.
So, for a brief description of the show, Jenna falls for Maddie McKibben at summer camp. They end up doing it in the utility closet, and then they go back to school and deal with all the drama that ensues. So, let's go to the first episode.
So it starts off with her at summer camp, which I didn't think in high school you still went to summer camp.
Yeah, I mean, I looked like it was like a band camp. Was I wrong about that?
It was not band
camp.
Oh,
I don't know why.
It was like an actual summer camp.
I don't know why I thought it was band camp.
No, it was like actual summer camp.
I mean, maybe they were counselors? Because don't you do like a counselor in high school?
Yeah, I think so, but it kind of seemed like they were at camp. Like, I saw no children.
That's true. Maybe it was like a teenager camp. I don't know, man. Well, you hating on Jenna going to camp. So anyway, she falls for him, and they end up hooking up in the utility closet.
And he's like super popular, so he wants to pretend like it didn't happen and she doesn't exist.
Oh, well, we'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
Let's talk about just Maddie McKibben in general. So it ends up that they're in the same high school.
Yes.
So they've kind of like known each other a little bit.
Yeah.
Maddie McKibben is super awkward. Like, she's awkward, but he's real awkward too.
But he's popular, so it's like...
He smells his own armpits.
I know.
That's weird. Like, he's definitely like an awkward person. Like, which they don't really point out that he's awkward, but she's definitely, she's awkward too, let's be real. There is a line that Maddie does say to Jenna, "Nobody can know that I like you."
It's just kind of, that's like terrible.
I felt that one in my heart. Like, that
was... Like, it's a teenage girl.
That was terrible. Why can no one know that he likes her? Like,
because I think he's popular and she's not, so she's to him a nobody.
Oh my gosh.
Poor girl.
I like him less. When, like, at the beginning. Yeah. Like, I've watched the show, and I remember him, and I like him.
Yes, I remember I liked...
But right now, I don't like him.
He's a terrible person.
Yeah, he's pretty hard.
I guess he's like a 15-year-old boy.
I mean, I guess that's true. Not saying all 15-year-old boys are terrible, but Maddie McKibben is pretty terrible. Okay, so Jenna also has a blog that she writes anonymously, which I didn't know people still had blogs. It's like a thing.
I don't think it's still really...
It reminds me of like LiveJournal.
Oh my god.
Like, when I was in high school, everyone had a LiveJournal, and it was kind of like a blog, but it was like one of the first blogs.
I never had a LiveJournal.
Oh, and then there was Dead Journal for like the alternative people.
I've never heard of either of those.
Oh man, they were rough.
I had a MySpace.
It was like if you had a MySpace that was like a diary.
Okay.
That everyone
I didn't have that.
Okay, so Jenna's mom hands her a letter in the episode. It says she could disappear and no one would notice, with suggestions on how to be better. How do we feel about the letter?
The letter was terrible. Like,
I mean, it was terrible, but like, maybe she needed to hear it.
She might have needed to hear it, but like, as a 15-year-old girl, to get an anonymous letter sent to you saying how terrible of a person you are.
But did it not work?
It did work.
So Jenna does then, by the end of the episode, participate, kind of get more into things. So was the letter bad considering it worked?
I mean, it did work, but for a 15-year-old to get that letter is probably so traumatizing.
I mean, if I get that as an adult, I would probably be traumatized too. I'm not gonna lie.
I'd probably cry.
I don't be like, everyone hates me. After Jenna gets the letter, she reads it and she goes to take a bath. She goes to take some aspirin, chokes on them, spits them in the sink, drops the curling iron in the bath, and everyone thinks that she tried to kill herself.
She fell.
She falls and
breaks her arm.
Breaks her arm, which is in a very unfortunate cast. But I feel like the whole situation, like the falling and tripping and everything falling, like I could see that happening.
But I think right before she did it, she wrote on her blog, like, being a teenager is so hard. I want to, like, sometimes you want to die or something like that. So it kind of was just an unfortunate chain of events where she's just so clumsy that she almost killed herself.
I feel like, Miss Sam, you could have easily been Jenna and done the same thing.
Fallen and hurt myself. Yeah.
I mean, all of us could have. Like,
I'm very klutzy though. So I felt Jenna's pain because that's like something I would do.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Never, probably not on all the events, but you know, like almost choking and falling. Like it could happen to me.
True. True. I agree. It could happen to me too. I mean, it honestly could have happened to all of us. It was just a very weird set of
and then
circumstances.
unfortunately she had a cast where her arm was like this.
Oh, super embarrassing. Like, that was the worst cast. Like, what doctor is like, I have a great idea. Let's just keep your cast like this forever. No.
How do you, like, function like that?
That's
like,
why, like, it's got to be, like, in a sling or something. Why is it straight up like this?
I think it was just to make it more
dramatic.
And more awkward.
Okay, so let's talk about her best friends. The first one is Tamara. She's like, I put that she's a bit much, but she is hysterical.
She is. I love her. And she always talks in like abbreviations, like text.
Yeah, she does. Which I do jokingly with some of my friends will be like IRL, like LOL. But like she does it seriously, which is not reflective of what life was like in the 2011s. I want to put that out there.
We did not talk in...
No, people aren't doing that.
No.
We also have Ming, who is pretty cool. She's like a little alternative. You could tell that she is like good in school. I forgot that she existed.
I did too.
But
then I remembered her after I saw her face.
She's just kind of like the one whose parents are overprotective and she's kind of like locked away and has to like study all the time.
Like I think she like wants to be like a fashion person, but her parents want her obviously to go to school and
be like the good child. So also in our cast of characters are Sadie, who is horribly mean, but she's ridiculous and she hates Jenna.
Yeah, but I get in the beginning, she just seems like a terrible person. But she ends up being like one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, she does get really funny and like she kind of has more personality, but in the beginning, she's just really terrible.
She is. She's so mean. But then you kind of feel bad for her, like some of the things that happen in the episode. Mm-hmm. So you see that she is a person and maybe she's just trying to...
She's still pretty terrible,
She is.
though.
She's terrible, Jenna.
Also, we have Jake, who is Maddie's best friend, and he's dating the blonde cheerleader, whose name I honestly just don't remember.
Lissa?
Oh, it is Lissa.
Yeah.
So he's dating her, and he seems very nice, and, like, he's very open and, like, nice to Jenna.
He's a nice guy.
As opposed to Maddie, who's like, no one can know I like you. What a jerk.
We also have Jenna's mom.
Jenna's mom.
She's pretty.
She's ridiculous. She's like the mom that like we as teenagers were like, I hope I have a cool mom, and then you see her and you're like, oh, she's really not that cool.
Girl, yeah.
Like, you know, she's not really like a mom. She's just like her older sister.
Yeah, because she had her so young, so she kind of like missed out on her youth. So she's trying to literally relive it through Jenna, who is just not the type of person that her mom wants her to be.
Well, you could tell that her mom was definitely popular and a cheerleader, and Jenna is not any of those things.
No.
We also have Valerie, who is the new guidance counselor.
Yeah.
And she's so
train wreck.
She's so dumb.
She says things that are not appropriate.
No, 100%. As an adult, like watching her talk to children, you're like, you should not be saying any of this.
She was great.
We also, I think is that our cast of characters?
I think so. That's all of them.
Okay, so at the end of the episode, Jenna does volunteer for the pep rally thing. She has to change clothes with a guy who's just like some random jock guy. And Sadie has Maddie. Which kind of sets up the whole, like, Sadie kind of has a crush on Maddie kind of thing.
So that's probably, like, why she doesn't like...
Well, no one knows that Jenna and Maddie are, like, together.
But maybe they know that Jenna likes Maddie?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think she has any clue. I think she just likes him and she just likes being mean, honestly.
Well, yeah.
So she does volunteer at the end, like we kind of talked about. She does kind of get out of her shell a little bit. She changes her blog name from Invisible Girl to That Girl.
That's what everyone was calling her. Mm-hmm. She's that girl that tried to...
And by the end of the episode, she has lots of messages online, especially ones from Maddie McKinnon.
Yes, and then that makes her happy.
But which, like, I'm sorry.
But is it really anonymous, though, if they all requested her, and that's what they were calling her?
No, that was, like, her social media that requested her. The blog is sort of anonymous. No one really knows that she owns the blog. But, like, her social media account is, like, definitely separate.
Oh, okay.
But, like, My thing is, like, she's trying to do this to get Maddie. Like, why don't you try to be a better person for yourself, Jenna? Why is it gonna be rooted in Maddie McKibben, who is clearly a jerk who doesn't even give you the time of day?
Because she's a 15-year-old girl.
I mean, I guess so. I mean, whatever.
She just wants to be accepted.
I guess.
But it's a great show.
Yeah, it is a great show, and I definitely watch it all. I think Miss Sam watched it all too.
Yeah.
So we can't really give you predictions because we have watched it. We know what happens. And I did like it. I watched it as an adult, and I still found it really entertaining.
Like, I'll probably finish watching it again.
Yeah, I'm thinking so too.
Yeah.
So let's let you know if you should or shouldn't watch it. So Miss Sam, you can go first.
I think you should watch it because all the things Jenna goes through is like everyday teenage life. It's funny. The episodes are super short, so you could just like watch a ton of them at a time. It doesn't feel like time is passing. And you kind of relate to Jenna because she's just awkward, and I feel like every teenager is awkward and goes through that phase.
I mean,
I'm still going through that phase.
True. Been going through that phase my whole life.
Yeah.
So I also think you should watch Awkward. The first episode is a little rough. Like, I definitely think that Jenna should be trying to be better for herself, not for Maddie. But I think the show is really smart. It's not as like Jenna's only trying to get boys to like her kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, it does evolve into something a bit more, which I agree with a little more than the first episode. But I think it's definitely worth it, and you should check out Awkward.
You want to find out who wrote the note?
Oh yeah, you got to find out who wrote that note.
Wasn't expecting that one.
I know, it's a good one. It's a shocker.